Welcome back to Window on Wall Street, a program that shares information about delayed food sensitivities. Sensitivities that may cause symptoms like migraine headaches, chronic fatigue, stress, digestive issues such as IBS, and even ADD, ADHD, just to mention a few. I'm Lauren Koenig, your host, and in today's program, we'll be taking questions from patients who've invested in Immuno Blood Print, a simple blood test that identifies foods which could be the cause of many symptoms. My guest today is Jeffrey Zavik, author of the very popular book Toxic Food Syndrome and the founder of Immuno Laboratories, the world's most respected source for accurate delayed food allergy test results. Welcome, Jeffrey.
Thank you.
Now tell us, why so many patients wait till the all else fails before they test for delayed food allergies?
Well, you would hope, or we would hope, people would learn about it more quickly, but the fact of the matter is most people never heard of this. They don't know about it. Most doctors don't know about this. So what happens is people go through this starting to have symptoms, and minor symptoms don't really get your attention very much. And then as the symptoms grow, maybe you take a little over-the-counter type of a treatment for them, you know, something antacid or something like that. Then as that gets worse and symptoms worsen, maybe you go see a doctor, and then the doctor does the conventional approach to whatever your symptoms might be. And for some people, that provides relief. For other people, though, there's still no relief, and eventually you end up at a doctor or an event or an advertisement or something that says, could it be the link between what you eat and how you feel? And you finally end up at a blood print and find out what it is that's causing this nagging condition when all else has failed seems to be the answer.
Don't you feel like you know a big secret down at Immuno Laboratories?
That's why we're here.
Now let's take a call.
I'm about 30 pounds overweight, and I took the Immuno Blood Print. I heard that people actually lose weight when they're avoiding foods they're sensitive to. Can you give me some advice on controlling my weight?
Not to make any pun, that is a big problem. That it's a growing problem in America in terms of obesity. Now we're hearing about childhood obesity as well. So it is a very big concern in this country. And what we're finding is that there's something missing from every diet, no matter what type of diet it is, and that is pinpointing which foods are the right foods for each individual. Diets always say eat high protein, eat low protein, don't eat this, eat that, but they never pinpoint which foods are right for your body, which ones are harmonious to your body, and which ones may be toxic to your body. So that's one key thing. The other is that oftentimes people that are heavy and have difficulty losing weight tend to retain fluid and tend to bloat. When you pinpoint the foods to which are toxic to your system, you will find that the bloating and that water retention will in fact disappear.
Now when it comes to obesity and weight gain and not being able to lose weight, is it true that, you know, the food allergies can actually cause certain organs and parts of your body to not work properly, and therefore your body is just holding on to this fat for survival because you're being so malnourished?
Well, there's another factor which has to do with when you have something that's toxic in your system, such as a food that your body does not properly digest and assimilate, it sort of holds water to kind of dilute the effect of the toxin. So the moment you eliminate that food that's causing that reaction, there's no need for the body to retain fluid. So weight loss and fluid retention are side effects, side benefits to anyone that does this testing.
Now, Jeffrey, in my own personal case, I went 15 years trying to lose weight, working out, 3-4 times a day, and it really got to me after a while. And people are always asking me, what made you go and do this? And it was just like, I overtrained. Enough was enough, and I finally found out about Immuno Laboratories. What I tell people is like, there's so many different types of foods out there. How can you expect your body to accept all of them? And that's when people start listening up. What do you think about that?
I like what works, and anything that helps people connect with it. I oftentimes, what I say to people is, there's a hidden link. There's a very important link between what you eat and how you're feeling. And so if you're not feeling as good as you want to, whether it's proper weight or just energy level or in general just feel lousy, there's a link between what you eat and how you feel. If you haven't discovered what that is, the foods that are affecting how you're feeling, you're missing out on a big opportunity to feel much better.
Well, I feel that I know my body very well, but I didn't know what feeling good was like. I didn't know what that was for so long. So how do you relate to those people that, oh, I don't have allergies, or oh, I'm fine, I'm not swollen, I feel great, but they really don't know what they...
Great question, great question. What I often ask people is, do you have any symptoms that you've learned to live with? because oftentimes they'll go, oh yeah, well I have this itchy thing, or I have this patch here, or this extra weight, or whatever. There's something they've learned to live with. Or are there any things that you are experiencing that you attribute to aging? So someone says, well, you know, I feel lower energy. As I've aged, I feel lower energy. And we get into it that way. So pretty much everyone is having more or less some kind of symptoms that are oftentimes associated with eating foods that are toxic to their system. They just haven't made the connection because they don't know about that link.
Now, how long does it usually take someone to start losing weight?
Well, that's a wonderful thing. In fact, we've had weight loss chains that have really added this to their program, and as good as their weight loss program was of calorie counting and counseling and coming and being weighed and everything else, they found the missing link was in fact to get these foods out of the diet. The weight loss can happen immediately, and by that I mean within the first week or two we'll see people losing that water retention, the bloating, and the weight that's associated with it. So it's not unusual to lose 5 or 10 pounds over the next few weeks.
Now, Jeffrey, tell me, when all else has failed for weight loss, what steps should someone take to get these tests taken and see results and lose weight?
For one thing, I highly recommend my book, Toxic Food Syndrome. We're now in our 11th printing with a couple 100,000 copies of it out there, thank you. And the reason I'm recommending it is usually the person that reads that book recognizes themselves in the book, which means they get very convinced of their own that this is the missing link. Second thing is you can share it with your doctor, because all the doctor has to do is cooperate with, hey, I'll take a little blood and get it sent off to Immuno Laboratories. So the doctors will often cooperate, particularly when you're very frustrated with a condition that hasn't responded to conventional approaches. And so now we go, hey, can we get this blood print done, just see what happens? And generally the success is always there because of our experience with it, and that again because people have tried other things that haven't worked. This seems to be the missing ingredient.
Now, ballpark, how many tests has Immuno Laboratories done?
Hundreds of thousands of people, and because we do a large panel of tests, we've done over 27 million tests over the past 30 plus years.
Thank you, Jeffrey. We've got Dr. Mikhail Parsons standing by with some alternative food ideas. Dr. Parsons, any thought for our caller?
Jeffrey, we find similar cases in my practice as well. I want to quickly share a story with you. I had a patient come in who was on a weight loss program, and it was her and her friend. And one of the grains that was in this particular program was rice. Her friend was losing weight like crazy. It was effortless. She just changed her diet, focused on the rice as her grain, and she was good to go. My patient, however, didn't lose weight. In fact, she was beginning to gain weight, which is what prompted her to come and see me. When we did testing, guess what she was allergic to? Rice. She based her whole diet around rice, and it actually fattened her up. So when we pulled her off the rice, made sure she was eating balanced, the weight started coming off again. Remember, fat burning should be something that just happens. It shouldn't be something that we have to constantly be trying to achieve. There is something called weight loss resistance. And for some of you, getting off of those food sensitivities is absolutely foundation. And for many of you, that in and of itself will get you into fat burning. But there might be some other reasons why that weight is still kind of a challenge in hanging on. Sleep deprivation, and that could be those of you who think 6 hours of sleep is fine. It's not. It could be a deficiency. Especially if you've not been eating balanced, it's very common to be lacking in certain vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. So there's a whole world of weight loss resistance out there, and that's when working with a healthcare practitioner trained in that is going to just be a tremendous benefit to you. Regardless, food is the foundation. We have to eat, and you need to learn what's safe for you. Don't give up. It will come off, the weight will come off, but not if you don't live and make decisions like a healthy, lean person. Stay off those sensitivities.
Thanks, Dr. Mikhail Parsons, and to you, Jeffrey Zavik. We'll continue with Window on Wall Street after the break, but may I encourage those of you watching who may have a family member, friend, or coworker experiencing similar health issues to forward this video to them. And if you haven't had your immuno blood print, please learn more and get yourself tested. Remember, there's a hidden link between what you eat and how you feel. I'm Lauren Koenig, and we'll be right back.